looks like we are live on Instagram and Facebook. So are we on TikTok yet?
Gotta get my IG going.
All right.
Wait for everybody to get loaded up.
Yeah.
Start giving shout outs.
Yes. Everybody please join in. Let's go. Let's go. Big shout out to everybody out there on this beautiful Friday. It's a beautiful day, that's for sure.
Charlie, Pono, Vasilo, J. Martin, Jose Hernandez, Morphin.
Oh, yeah.
Boxer FX DX, Dozering, Blue Sunday. I like the name, Blue Sunday.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's the reason behind Blue Sunday? I'm interested. If you can share, if you can share.
Yeah, what's up? We like these, definitely.
Yeah.
Love the usernames. What's going on, everybody? Are we on TikTok yet? We should be live there. All right, it's official. What's up, guys? Happy Friday, and welcome to Titan Lifestyle with me and Big Drew.
That's right, guys and girls. This is Titan Lifestyle. We do this every week at 2 p.m. We always talk about therapy of the week. Crazy topics that me and John pick out.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily fitness related. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But you guys can tune in and find out. Titan events.
Yes.
Very excited about some events coming up.
Yeah, we got some good ones on the rise for sure. All right, Jay Martin, we're here to answer all you guys' questions. So let's answer the first one. And any question you guys got, shoot them away, and we'll try to answer them the best we can. If it's on therapies or whatever it is, let's talk about it. All right, so hey, guys, my TRT coming Monday on top of Hercules Potion. Nice. Jay Martin, you got some great combinations there. Obviously, HRT, TRT, that package, raising your testosterone levels to optimal levels, getting you feeling dialed in and feeling your best. And Hercules Potion to help with the training, strenuous activity, the muscle pumps, recovery, liver functions, and much more. So you got great stuff there.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like a whole new man, literally, between the pump upstairs, the pump downstairs. A lot of times people don't talk about Hercules Potion giving you a pump downstairs.
That's true.
But anything that gets your blood flowing, along with the TRT, that's like an instant libido enhancer on top of all the other good stuff it does. So
absolutely.
Shout out to Jay Martin for jumping on TRT with us, choosing the best TRT place to come to.
Yes. Big shout out to Rod, man. Rod and his recovery. Big shout out to him. He said, Drew, I need that shirt. So this is what I was telling you, Rodney. I've got all kinds of new colors in the sleeved hoodies. And I have the sleeveless hoodies if you want to do that.
Short sleeves and cutoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, they're good.
So this is the best, right? I mean, this is
real
super comfortable. And honestly, Drew's got the shorts on, too. The new shorts that match this exactly.
Yeah, if you guys can see real quick.
Definitely. Show them, Drew.
Shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Gray. I don't know if you guys can
see.
But yeah, the gray on gray.
That
real thin.
So good.
They breathe good. See, I like stuff that's fitted, but I don't make it look like it's too tight.
Right.
Like, I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. So this is like, it's fitted, but it's not tight. It's comfortable.
Looks
and
good.
It's like 100 degrees out right now, and I'm not even, I'm good. So.
Yeah, it's super breathable, man. I'm telling you.
If it gets wet, it definitely dries quick.
Yeah, when I got these shirts, I was like, this is what I'm going to be living in as far as our clothing, man, for sure. This is what we're going to be wearing Olympia for sure, 100%. Yeah. The sleeveless or the sleeves, I don't care. Yeah. And the shorts, I think we're going to rock that, and it's going to stand out big time. Yeah. And we'll have some of the giveaways out there, too, at Olympia and at Tampa Pro that's coming up in August, to give away to some of the people that are there. So come up to the booth, make sure you guys say hi to us, sign the iPad, and maybe you'll get one of these badass shirts that we have.
Leggings, too. Leggings.
Yes.
The leggings. John was talking about the leggings. I just looked at them yesterday. We have the one piece, the typical wellness girls from Brazil. They like the one piece. We have those scrunch booty now, so you can show off those glute gains. But different cuts with pockets and stuff too.
Yes.
So
shorts, new sports bras, new leggings, all scrunch butt. So it shows off those awesome curves for the ladies, and both guys and girls can enjoy that too as well. So that's going to be an amazing thing, right? As far as that goes, so therapy of the week. We always talk about therapy of the week, and if you guys have any questions for us, please shoot them out. We got somebody at TikTok, a little joker, said, 2 more short men trying to compensate. Well, Drew, I think, is like 6'3", 6'4".
I'm 6'3", 5'9". I was 5'9" in probably 5th grade.
And I'm 6 foot, so.
I hit 6 feet when I was in 7th grade.
I think we're bigger than the average male. I think the average male is like 5'11" or something like that in the United States. And then in Europe, I think it's like 5'9", 5'10". 6'3", prove it.
6'3", prove it? Okay, well.
Come on down to Titan Medical Center. Or I'll tell you what, we'll even get
this size 14 should prove it right there.
It's all good. Yeah. We love it, guys. So you guys can come at us any way, shape, or form. We'll handle it. No problem. No sweat.
It's crazy because he says short guys and he's 5'9". Not saying that that's short, but I don't even say short guys and I'm 6'3". So I don't know.
Raul, what's going on? He said, well, hey, John, A. Big Drew, Titans. We love it. How you doing? All right, so let's talk about the therapy of the week. And if you guys have any questions about hormone replacement therapy for males or females, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptides, blood work, nationwide service on all these things, let's talk about it. Now, peptides are going away here very soon.
Stock up.
I'm telling you.
Stock up.
I'll go into that after we talk about L-Carnitine, but at that point, we definitely need to talk about it. So L-Carnitine is the therapy of the week this week. L-Carnitine, if you don't know what it is, it's an amino acid. And this amino acid is almost in every cell of the body. And what does it do? So it helps in a couple of different ways. It helps with energy production. It actually helps with the nervous system. And it helps with androgen receptors. So if you're on HRT or TRT, this is going to help complement the androgens that you're taking, testosterone. So at that point, you want the best. And this will have great benefits for you in the gym and outside the gym. So you guys will get a discount on it this week only. So this is your last day for L-Carnitine. And it does not require blood work. Fill out the new patient paperwork, see our medical provider, whether it's telemedicine or in-house, and you're good to go. Yeah.
Some of our stuff has carnitine in it too, but if you want that extra spike, complete and all that, Titan Complete has carnitine and stuff like that. But just like John said, if you take carnitine every day, like consistently, like your fat will just literally start coming off you. A lot of times people think it gives you a whole bunch of energy, like a fat burner. Because like the old school bodybuilding was always carnitine. Always used to come in some weird, nasty cherry flavor.
Oh man, tart.
It was tart, but I mean, good doses of carnitine. For an extended period of time will definitely, you'll see the waistline shrink down.
That's awesome. And Wilmer said, "How do I join your team? Be it a bachelor in science in health science." So, apply online, the website, and you can apply through there, and we can see if there's a spot or something there for you. If you want to represent Titan Medical Center, get a T-shirt, rock it, tag us. We can hopefully help you out, maybe on some therapies if you want some in the future, some discounts. That's the best way, I would say, for anybody that wants to be on the team to go about it. Show us what you can do, and at that point, we'll give you some discounts or hook you up, maybe some blood work. And at that point, you can represent Titan Medical Center, and we can hook you up for doing that. YG Lee, what's going on, my man? I hope all is well with you. So let's talk about peptides real quick, because the peptides are a big, big thing. So I was on a phone call yesterday with one of the head of the pharmacies, and there's only 2 pharmacies right now currently that are making peptides still. And when we talk about these main peptides, BPC 157, TB 500, MK 677, AOD 9604, CJC 1295 with ipamorelin, GHKCU, these are going to go away very soon. The one pharmacy told me that, and the reason is not just the FDA cracking down, but now there is lobbyists that are going after, publicly private companies are going after these places, and people think they're working for Big Pharma and basically just trying to get them shut down. So, there's a lot of things on the horizon, but I would say stock up if you can. And at that point, if you want those things, that's the only way you're going to be able to get it. There are some replacements coming for BPC and a couple of the other ones, but like testosterone will always be around, so that's a good one. It's FDA approved. PT 141 FDA approved. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, all FDA approved. So those are going to stick around. Semarelin is FDA approved. That will be around, and there's going to be a Semarelin hexarelin mix coming. So that should be a pretty good one.
Blend,
right?
But another thing too, John says stock up. Certain stuff you can stock up.
Yeah.
So I always hear people say, I want to stock up on some testosterone. You can't really stock up on testosterone the way you can with the peptides. Certain things we could only give you, they could only prescribe you a certain amount per month, week, whatever it is. So
testosterone's like 3 months you can get.
Yeah, so you can't really load up on it, but stuff that you could stock up on, that I would literally stock up on it. Whether it's MK, BPC, whatever you can get it now, because it's going to be, like John said, it's going to be hard to get, and not only that, it's going to be 5, 6, 10 times the price. It's going to be one of those supply and demand type things where people have it laying on the shelf somewhere, and it's going to be ridiculous price.
Here's a news flash for you guys. I'll just let you guys in on this. So I haven't raised prices ever in 12 years for Titan Medical Center, even when COVID hit and everything's went up from shipping to other things, raw materials. and now these peptides. So these two pharmacies know that they have a monopoly on peptides. They've raised the price on every peptide on me. I'm not raising the price on the patients. It just is what it is. Make a couple dollars, great, and that's awesome. We can service you guys. Help you guys out for as long as possible. But I'm telling you guys, yeah, it's definitely going to be a gouging type market out there. It sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. That's supply and demand, and that's capitalism at its best.
Get it while you can.
So get it while you can. And for testosterone, it's never going away. So at that point, you really don't have to stock up too much on that, right? I mean, you can get a couple months, and at that point, if you want to get the peptides, invest in that, and you guys will be golden for as long as you got, I guess. So
another thing, too, is if you guys or women, too, if you guys are taking peptides for healing purposes, and you just started it, and it's been working good, now is the time you want to take it, because what's going to happen is it's going to take time for the connective tissue and all that to get repaired and all that stuff. So if you get one bottle of something because your elbow hurts, it's not going to be enough. You're going to want to get more.
Definitely.
So it's going to start feeling good and feeling repairing, and if it's not fully repaired, it's going to start grinding again, and then it's going to be too late. You're not going to be able to order it again. So if it's part of your recovery process, like my boy Rod, shout out to Rod, he's recovering from a neck surgery. I'm sure he's stocked up. I mean, I'm sure he's loaded up, because you need everything you can get. So just like literally, I'm telling people, stock up. Like if all of a sudden they took away, I don't know, gasoline or whatever it is, you're going to stock up.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is one of those things where you're going to be like, man, are you going to hear about it? It's going to be like, man, this is 7 times the price I got it from some random guy. You don't even know if it's good or not. So,
Daniel Painter said, with the possible change of presidential elections, do you think you could see a change in Congress with making peptides available again? So, yes, to a certain degree. If Donald Trump gets the president election, he already said, and he did the first time, he's going to downgrade regulation. So at that point, like when Democrats get in, they uptake regulation. So there's way more sticklers out there, way more things that you have to go through and hoops you got to jump through, and people that are scrutinizing what you're doing. So at that point, with that, I think there could be a change possibly, but I mean, that's in the foreseeable future, and I don't think that's going to be the top thing, which he's going to go after, right? So at that point, we'll see how it goes, but, hopefully, yes, but who knows? At that point, we can't bank on that.
I haven't even heard of any of them talk about, I haven't heard Trump really talk about peptides or anything.
That's like on the bottom.
He's more concerned with like stuff that like matters.
Immigration and all that. I mean, and honestly, that's a way bigger problem that we're facing right now. And, I mean, even, listen, I'm a big proponent of peptides. I use them every single day. I think they have so much benefit. But at that point, I think that there's bigger issues on the horizon for our country that he needs to handle. But hopefully with the, if he gets in and starts downgrading regulation, that'll trickle down, and hopefully we'll be okay. But who knows? We'll see.
Meantime, Testosterone, HRT, that's not going well.
And honestly, man, the feedback from Testosterone is amazing. Like I know it's expensive.
I keep hearing people ask, how does it compare? How does it compare? I can't tell you guys or girls how something is until I take it. I haven't taken testosterone. I've heard nothing but good things. Kind of like, when Aries, semaglutide, when it first came out, and even now, it's still like you hear nothing but good things. Yeah. But I can't say specifically how I haven't used it yet. But
I can.
I'm itching to use it.
Testosterone is the bomb. It definitely works. It works pretty quick. Everybody that we've switched over from CJC 1295 with ipamorelin to testosterone has said it's a major step up, like a major game changer.
Now, how is the injection frequently? Like, I mean, I know everyone's different, so pretty much every day.
Same thing as CJC.
Yeah, so just one injection a day.
One injection a day. Okay, all right. So, what high school does Bronny James currently attend?
Well, we could jump into that if you want.
Yeah, let's answer the one, and then we'll go right back to that. So, do you feel that actual FDA can cancel out pep culture? Is that peptide culture?
Yeah, peptide culture.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they are. I mean,
that's
what they're doing now.
What I don't understand from a personal perspective is that they're going after these pharmacies that are making peptides for human use. Great. But they're not going after research chemical sites that are selling this and all kinds of other prescription drugs, like semaglutide or sildenafil or whatever it is. They're just getting away with it because they're marketing on there not for human use, but they're marketing it for human use. So it's kind of messed up where the FDA is not going after people like that, but they're going after legitimate pharmacies that are making legitimate products. So it kind of sucks.
They need to start going after the food like they do in other countries.
Yeah, right.
Like the right foods.
Right.
I mean. Yeah.
And then Daniel said, have you guys tried BPC 157? How quickly does it work? I mean, I take BPC 157 every day, and I've used it for years now, probably about 6 or 7 years. And at that point, like, it helps tremendously. Now, if I had tears, I had slap tears in my shoulders, it healed like slap tears. But obviously, it's not going to heal cartilage being gone. So, it does help with the inflammation every day. So I feel like I can move my arm, more mobility, less stiffness. But it's a game changer. I know so many people have used it for so many different other things. It's been great.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people in bodybuilding, they use it because, their joints are so taxed. But even everyday people that don't even work out, even a good friend of mine, he was saying, my mom needs some BPC.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, well, that's an older person who's, I'm sure she's not in the gym squatting heavy and doing all this stuff. Just a regular person that probably, isn't concerned with bodybuilding and all that. But, burns, especially this time of year with sunburns, people don't really think of it as helping with sunburns and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it's great. That's what I'm saying. BPC has so many great healing properties. TB500 along with it, and they work synergistically together. So if you're looking for the double combo, that's the way to go. But BBC by itself is a game changer too. Thoughts on DMAA? Isn't that a legal banned substance? That is what like Blackstone was putting in their product. DMAA.
Yeah, it's like
it's a stimulant, right?
Yeah, it's like they were putting in. I think they were putting in a lot of like the older pre-workouts from back in the day, and like now it's like ones that have it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's banned. I don't really mess with it.
Yeah, it's banned for sure.
Yeah, if it's banned, I don't really mess with it. I don't really take any of that stuff anymore. Everything. I don't take any of those high stems. Most I'll do outside of ECAA is like an espresso shot or two. Yeah, but I don't really mess with those powders, and it's just. The thing with those powders and those weird ingredients that they put in those pre-workouts is that it's hit or miss. Because some days you feel nauseous, and some days you don't. Some days you have to use the bathroom, some days you don't. So it's kind of like you really don't know what you're getting yourself into. One day you'll take it and be like, I have to use the bathroom. Or next day you take it and it's like, I feel a little bit weird. I think I took too much. And it's just like, rather than just play it safe, take an ECAA or drink some coffee.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how you're going to feel every time.
That's what I'm saying. That with Hercules Potion, you're on point with everything you want to do.
Yeah,
man.
I can take as much Hercules. I'm not going to take too much, but I've even gone as high as 8 mLs Hercules Potion. That's good. Felt completely fine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Felt completely fine. Before I went on stage, my last show, I did like 8 or 10, which I normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending everybody I'll go do this.
No.
It was just like, okay, I need to get full. I need to, get a pump. I don't have
that much food.
If you want to do
2 shots, you can do 2
but
shots.
my normal is 2. Normal is 2 to 4 for me for Hercules. So, if you have the bigger muscle, you need a little bit more. For me, so if I'm doing delts, I may do 1 or 2 in each. Yeah. But
All right, so it says, hey guys, thanks for doing this. So is it recommended CJC or testosterone? Or do you ever stack them? So if it was up to me, I would say testosterone. I know Drew says he hasn't tried testosterone yet. Yeah. But what we've seen from patients especially is testosterone. Now, testosterone is more expensive than CJC. So if it's a financial thing, CJC $12.95 is going to work pretty good, but testosterone is going to work better. And testosterone is the only drug on the market that's FDA approved to reduce or hit adipose tissue.
That's why I want it.
That is like, that right there, that's a game changer.
That alone I would want to take.
Raising the GH level is great. That's awesome too, because that's just going to boost metabolism. You're going to lose weight and get leaner there. So at that point, we're targeting belly fat, adipose tissue, like the bad fat.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the game changer. It actually does
too. A lot of times it'll help you burn fat, but it doesn't actually specify where.
Yeah.
The fact that it's going there. Yeah. I don't really chase the big game anymore. Now I just want the small waist tight, abs. So
yes,
that would be perfect.
Yes. Vic said, what do you recommend for a PCT, or do you need a PCT? Coming off Test and Anavar. Obviously, you're going to need something that's going to re-stimulate your gonads. Yeah. So it's ATG or enclomiphene or something like that. And then obviously, you're going to probably need a aromatase inhibitor if you're not on one. Yeah. I just talked to somebody just 5 minutes ago that was here. Basically, he was talking about when he was younger, he had to do some things, and he did some things. He got gyno. He's trying to get rid of it. How do I get rid of it? And all these things. It's not worth getting gyno for, man. So aromatase inhibitors are definitely useful and essential if you're going to take some of these different products. Yeah. So at that point, you're gonna have to do that, and then you're gonna have to blood test to see where your levels are at. Have they came back? Have they not came back? And then where are you getting your stuff from? To do this come off. Yeah. That was when I would probably call titanmedical center up, so you at least know what you're getting, and you at least monitor through blood to make sure that you are coming back to where you need to be.
Yeah, a lot of times people get blood work before they start something, but it's just important, if not more important, to figure out where you're at when you're stopping everything. Yeah. And then once again, I would say get your blood work done when you stop everything, and then wait a month or two and get it done again, just to see if what you're doing is working and all that. But just like John said, and clomiphene HCG is good. I would stay away from Clomid. Clomid is like everyone says Clomid. It's like it's all you ever hear about. It's like the most well-known thing, but it's also not really that healthy. No. Can mess with your eyes. It's not really that healthy.
State of well-being,
mood, eye vision. It's just it's not really that good. So
definitely not. And then what doses from HCG and clomiphene? Well, HCG can be 330 micrograms to 500 micrograms per day. And at that point, you're doing clomiphene can be 25 to 50 milligrams per day. It really depends. So that's why you need a medical provider to go over what you're doing to make sure it's right. I'm not the medical provider, and I'm not saying that's the dosage you should use. That's the most commonly used dosages for some different people that go off of these different products from our center. So at that point, that's what I'm just telling you guys. All right, what works better, testosterone or TRT 200 milligrams? Two totally different things. So we talk about testosterone. Testosterone is not testosterone. Testosterone is a GHRH. It's a growth hormone-releasing hormone peptide. What's it going to do? It's going to help boost your natural growth hormone levels, and it's going to help reduce adipose tissue. Testosterone is going to replace testosterone and raise testosterone levels, which gives benefits of lean body mass, metabolism, uptake, and at that point, being able to have good self-well-being and have that masculine hormone that you're probably missing if you are lower deficient. What do you think?
For testosterone, I mean, it just depends what you want to do. They're two, just like John said, two different things. A lot of times people say which one is better, but if you're taking, it's kind of like you can't really judge that. Like that's like saying which is better.
I can say this, like testosterone, right? What that means, testosterone or IGF. So testosterone, I would say this. Listen, if your testosterone levels, you blood test them, and let's say you're coming back at 800 on your total, and like your free's like 20. That's really good. So then I would add testosterone because you're not going to want to mess with testosterone levels. Yeah. If your testosterone is 200, then I would look at doing testosterone before testosterone because you want to definitely replace that because your body is not working optimal right there. That's something you want to raise up right away. And if you have low testosterone levels and you replace testosterone, usually the IGF-1 numbers will come up a little bit. So it really depends. You know, it's all.
And also, that's Mark. That's one of my. I haven't seen
Mark's the greatest.
I haven't seen him in a while, but also, what would you be taking it for too? Because a lot of times, people take two different things for two different reasons. Yeah. Are you trying to decide one or the other? Yeah. If you are, why are you taking it? But I mean, I just keep hearing about testosterone. To me, that's probably the one thing that I would want to take right now more than anything. Everybody keeps talking about testosterone, belly fat.
No joke, dude. No joke. Yeah. So, and IGF-1's good. Testosterone's really good. Both kind of comparable in price. So it really just depends on what you want to do here. I mean, I like either one of these things, but IGF-1 I can't say is FDA approved to hit adipose tissue, which probably will help get rid of stored fat, right, in those areas. But testosterone is like guaranteed, so that's the only reason I like it. I like the feeling warm and fuzzy, even though I don't really trust the FDA. But at least I know there were studies done on it, to a degree. What are Bronny James' interested hobbies outside? I have no idea, but we might as well get into the Bronny.
Yes, I see a lot of Bronny stuff coming up on the screen right now.
They've probably seen the topics, so let's talk about it. So, do you want to talk about the NCAA first? Or do you want to talk about Bronny?
We could do NCAA first.
Okay, Susan Scott, she had the first question anyway. So, what led the NCAA's decision to lift the ban on cannabis for student athletes in postseason competitions?
It's crazy because when I picked this article and I read a couple different sources, different articles on it, it didn't really say. I couldn't really find a definite reason as to why they did it. I just know they're doing it. They're basically treating like alcohol. Yeah. They said 24 states marijuana's 100% legal, recreational, whatever now. So I mean, think about if you're in that state, say New York, and New York is recreational. So say if a guy or girl, whoever, say if it's she goes to Syracuse and plays basketball. Yeah. I mean, it's legal there. Yep. And if you're 20 or 21 or even 18, like you're not breaking any laws. So it's almost the equivalent as if someone were to go have a drink of alcohol. Right. If there's an NCAA athlete that's 21 years old, they can go to a bar or wherever and at dinner with their girlfriend or family, whatever, and have a drink. That's fine. So I mean, basically, they're just going to treat it like alcohol. I think the reason is because if they're making it legal everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to do that? Like, basically, you could go out and drink the night before a game, but you can't, have some edibles to help you rest better to get well rested for the game.
Yeah, so it's true. I mean, right? I mean, you can have a drink before the game if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you know I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
I mean,
definitely
obviously, that doesn't mean these players can go to practice high and playing games high. It's just, that's not the point of it. The point of it is if it's legal, and I mean, I'm a firm believer in marijuana being a lot safer than alcohol, anyways, even outside of athletics.
Of course.
Therapeutic. I don't really see anything that alcohol does therapeutically other than as a dilator.
Anti-anxiety medication for some that don't want to take controlled substances, they're narcotics, right? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a better substitute for those players out there. Maybe it's pain and they don't want to take painkillers. Another big substitute for those players out there. Maybe they're not sleeping well or they're very stressed out about the games that are coming up. Those are championship games, right? These are big games, high stress. I mean, you got alumni, you got your coach, you got your other players on your team. They're all like, hey, man, we're going to win this game, so what it is. So at that point, listen, I think that marijuana is becoming very, very more acceptable from everybody. At 20 years ago, you would never hear anything like this at all.
And even now they're saying for people that drink, not alcoholic, every single day, all day, but for people that drink regularly and people that smoke or use marijuana regularly, marijuana has overtaken it now. Yeah. Like, it was going to be one of my topics a few weeks back, where it was like now more people are using marijuana regularly than alcohol. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of, you see it now. Yeah. I mean, not even see it on the streets. You see it in the videos. It used to be back in the day, someone's making a music video, they're holding up bottles of liquor. Right. Now they're holding up, weed and blowing smoke and all this stuff. So it's kind of like the same. I mean, I'm not condoning using it, but it's just like, I mean, it's out there a lot more. Like,
more socially accepted for sure.
Yeah, it's way more accepted. Yeah.
I mean, like here in Florida, it's just medical. So at that point, you don't see people on the street or anything like that. You don't smell it. When I was in New York, wherever I went, I literally did smell it. And I was like, damn, people are walking up and down the street smoking. It's totally illegal to do. Yeah. So it wasn't like they were breaking a law or they were being shady. They were just smoking a pre-rolled joint. I was like, oh my God, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like cigarettes back when, not that a lot of people smoke cigarettes anymore, but when I was a kid,
everybody.
If I went to a crowded area outside, it was just cigarettes. The smell was everywhere. In people's houses, they had carpets smoking cigarettes. And
I haven't been in New York in a long time. And when I went to New York and walking, down, through the city and everything, there were so many people still smoking.
Smoking cigarettes. Yeah, it's an up north thing, I think.
I was like, damn. I was like, in Florida, you do not see this
at all
smoking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I was like, damn. I was like, I can't believe this many people still smoke.
Yeah, it's because I forgot people smoked.
Right? Yeah. I was like, damn. So, it's definitely, it's different places. You see different stuff. And at that point, it's generalized, especially for colleges and these athletes. And I think that all the other professional leagues, like the NFL and the NBA, will follow suit in something like this. I think the NBA already does. I think it's totally legal for both of these guys.
I think
NFL and NBA, I think it's totally. I don't know about the MLB yet, but I think it'd be totally legal for them very shortly anyway. I mean, listen, we all know that it does have medical benefits now, so at that point, there's no arguing the fact. And there shouldn't be restrictions like that. I think, if you're an adult, you should be able to do it. Yeah. I think maybe regulate the places that you can do it. Maybe have designated sections or something like that where, I don't want kids to go up and smell marijuana smoke because they get secondhand smoke, they get high. Yeah. Now you've just encroached on, this kid's, development possibly in his brain or something like that around those terms.
Yeah, because it's a little bit different when we were kids because when we were kids, it was like everybody smoked cigarettes, like we were saying.
You just found out about secondhand smoke.
Yeah, it was like secondhand smoke. But secondhand smoke, it can affect the person's lung, but it's not going to impair their ability. It's not going to make the kid high, Yeah. I remember riding to football practice in an old Suburban. My coach picked us all up, and he used to smoke cigarettes on the way there. Like, it'd be raining up with the windows up, just smoking a cigarette, and we were out. Football equipment, everything just smells like cigarettes, wet pads and everything. It was just, but we weren't getting but if that were now, and that same coach had a big joint rolled up with the kids in the car. Yeah. And say if it's not your child's, say if your child is riding with coach to the game, and it just so happens that he's, fishbowling on the way to the game, and now the kids are, so it's a totally different thing. Yeah. It's just weird that it's finally able to, finally accepted. I don't know. I didn't think when the dispensaries and stuff first came around, I was like, oh, they're probably not going to really last that long. They're still They don't even need dispensaries anymore, pretty much.
No, I mean, listen.
Pretty soon you go to the store and buy a pack of joints. Like Marlboro already has like the patent, I think.
It's
and all
coming,
that.
dude. It's definitely coming for sure, 100%. We know it's going there. I mean, I'm telling you, in New York, there's licensed ones and there was unlicensed ones, and everybody and their mama was selling it. All the bakeries, delis. I mean, they weren't even licensed to do this, and they're just pulling it out. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? This is something out of the movies. Like, this is like Twilight Zone for me. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
So, I know when we were in Ohio, it was like that too. We were in Ohio. I was sitting at the gas station talking with the two police officers, just talking about Ohio and how cold it is. We're from Florida. Yeah. See people just standing right next to him asking for directions. He's got a joint in his hand, just talking like, hey, all right.
It's crazy, but it is what it is, man, so.
Bella, she says, John, you are the best.
Oh,
Bella
Singhila. And then Phil Gracias, you are dope. Appreciate that.
I looked up and saw you were the best. I was about to say thank you, and I said John. I said, oh, John, you the best.
All right, so let's talk about the next one. The next one is Bronny James and LeBron James. They're on the Lakers together now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I can't believe it. Like, it's when it first came about, I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But then once I saw his like scouting report and you see how tall he really is, and how is he gonna fit in, and I'm like, I don't think it's really gonna happen. But then it happened.
It happened.
I don't think LeBron was shocked.
No.
Like, even afterwards, I mean, he's sitting with his phone. He's like, yeah. And even Bronny was kind of like, he's just, I mean, he's not really concerned with, like,
this was planned.
Yeah, it seemed kind of like, But everybody, 80% of the people that have a job got hooked up from somebody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so it's not like, oh, he has the privilege. You could work at you could work for a firm or a bank or be a coach or whatever, and your dad used to coach, so now you could coach. I mean, it happens all the time. Look at coaching.
Listen, anybody can get a hookup for a job, right? And
JJ Redick just got hired as the Lakers coach.
It's all about
and then now LeBron is there, and then it's just like that's like too good to be true.
It's all about connections, though. Who you know to get a job, right? And here we see Bronny. Listen, he definitely got drafted because of LeBron James. LeBron James definitely had a big hand in this. Okay, we know this. Yeah. The bad thing about this situation is LeBron's actually hurting his team. I think there's better people you could have picked in the second round than Bronny James. And at that point, you take somebody that's better to make the team better. But I guess, listen, I understand from his point, he wanted to play with his kid. That's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a one-in-a-lifetime experience that not everybody gets to enjoy.
And I think that's exactly what it is, chance of a lifetime. Because if he didn't go this year, I don't think he would have got another chance.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, I think LeBron's lingering around just because he's waiting to see if Bronny can play. So now,
he wants to get Bryson next. Trust me, he's gonna be on the Lakers in a couple of years.
Oh, that would be.
You mark my words.
I didn't even think about that. Because what is he, a junior?
2 years he'll be there. You mark my words.
Just imagine, like, if he had in the starting five.
It's coming.
Just imagine if you had Bronny at
Even if they're not, and he's coming off the bench. You have him on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I'm saying? But it's going to happen.
The only athletes I can remember that were like is Griffey.
Yeah.
Didn't Griffey play with his dad?
Griffey, yeah.
I remember he played with his dad. His dad was like old. He was like a young rookie, and his dad was like older. I think they played together. But it's the first in the NBA ever.
And then you have you had a couple other ones like brothers that played together and stuff like that. But the father-son thing is just it's awesome. I mean, so I'm not mad at LeBron James for doing it, but I'm not a Lakers fan either, so I'm not mad that his team's not going to do well next year either. I promise you. I do not see that team looking good next year. We'll see with JJ Redick and everything like that, because he's already getting flack. He's getting flack because at Duke, some black girl or guy, I think, said that that's the only time they've been called the N-word. And now that's the big debacle with JJ Redick.
Yeah. I remember. Right? Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
So
I remember when that happened.
Now it's coming up.
Yeah. But they're going to look for everything.
That's the thing.
They're going to look for everything.
All your dirty laundry from before, even if you got rolled under, it's always going to get brought up every single time if you're in the spotlight, because you're always going to have a hater that's going to hate you and not like you and want to do whatever they possibly can to make you look bad.
I wonder if JJ Redick likes the fact that he's there, or is just
he had because LeBron had a part with bringing JJ Redick in. Think about who was having the meetings with JJ Redick. It was LeBron.
Yeah.
And then after Bailey, basically said that he didn't want to do it, and that's when
JJ Redick's probably the same age as LeBron, isn't he?
He's close. He's definitely close. So at that point, we'll see how good the Lakers do. And like I said, I've talked to Laker fans that are diehard Laker fans about this. They are not happy.
No?
They were not happy about this. They're not happy about LeBron James controlling the club. Because every time it's
But look
something.
at when Jordan played. He controlled.
There's a difference. Let's not get into that subject.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan never lost any finals. LeBron James has. Ever. There's
Michael
no
Jordan stopped playing.
There is no comparison to these two.
You're right. There is.
Michael
You're
Jordan,
exactly right.
Michael
There's
Jordan,
no comparison to LeBron.
Michael, when he played, listen, until he played for the Wizards, which was just him like taking ownership and then getting out of the ownership at that point. Like as a Bull, I was like, there's nobody like that. There's nobody switch teams. There's nobody that's cried and complained about, let me get this player, and then I don't want this player no more. I don't want this guy. I want this guy.
But that's because that era. If Jordan played in this era, he'd probably
You think he'd control it?
No, I think he'd switch teams. Like back then, a lot of teams.
Michael Jordan would switch teams?
Yeah. If he played right now.
You think so?
No one really, like Larry Bird, like no one really switched teams back then.
No, nobody did. No, you're absolutely right.
It was like, obviously, if you
the Dream Team shit was not alive.
Like, think about if LeBron would have stayed. It's kind of like if Shaq would have stayed with Kobe when they were all like real good. Then he leaves, and like if they, like some of these super dynasty teams, like even when the Celtics had like Kevin Garnett, like they'll win, but then the team will get broken up or something happens or one of them will leave. Like if their teams would have stake around now, then they would get like 5, 6, 7 in a row.
No,
they'll get 2 in a row. Their second best player will be like, I want to be the main guy. Then he'll leave.
Yeah.
Then they have to play cleanup, and it's like then they take a year off and they come back and win. So it's just
Yeah, no, you definitely need some consistency with the teams. But there are some people that do stay with the teams. Yeah. There are people that have been with the team since they've been drafted with them.
Yeah.
So and there is a lot of movement too. But usually the guys that are moving are the guys moving all the time. Yeah. AKA,
like Shaq.
Shaq was one of them. LeBron's another one of them.
Vince Carter's played for 1,000 teams.
Another one. There's a lot of guys that have switched teams quite a bit, but it just is what it is. That's the game. And Jimmy Dean talked about the transfer portal. That's college now. See, and that will be high school next.
Was the only Kobe stayed. Like Kobe stayed right there. Like
the Lakers had to make a big decision. Was it Shaq or was it going to be Kobe? Yeah. And they went with Kobe, obviously.
I would have.
Listen,
at
Kobe,
that point, I would.
For sure, Kobe definitely for sure. It is what it is. At that point. Bear said, "What's up, gentlemen? Got my ECA stack and my testimonial in it, and wow, that Hercules hits hard. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. And that's a great trifecta right there. ECA testimonial Hercules potion, covering a lot of bases there." And it should help you do whatever you're trying to do, strength activity-wise, lean up, better concentration, targeting that adipose tissue, that belly fat.
How did you use the Hercules?
Did you shoot in the deltoid or
how did you use muscle? It?
Let us know for sure.
Because I know certain people they have like their favorite locations. Like some guys love their biceps, some guys love.
Yeah. And somebody said
I've even used it in my glutes before. I've done 2 ml in my glutes, just that way I just know it's going to hit my whole body all over.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. Buys and tries first time, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Buys and tries separately or one day buys and one day tries? If you did buys and tries, that's like you get an inch.
That's what I do.
You literally get an inch.
That's what I do.